Hello everybody, this is my first video. I'm gonna ride to school today. I have an exam. Uh, it's an exam, just presentation, not that hard, hopefully. Hope everything works out. But it's around a 50 kilometers, or yeah, 50 kilometers to get there. It's a bit of a highway drive. It's a bit, the weather's not that good today, but we'll make it work, right? It's what you have to do if you have a motorcycle. It's not always good weather. Um, okay, I almost forgot my gloves. Okay, so here it is, my motorcycle, the CB500f, with some mods. I have some different mirrors, different levers. Don't tell quad lock. I have like the cheap version from Temu. It's quad lock was a little bit too expensive at the moment for me. But this is the 2022 model. Um, yeah, my dog doesn't like the motorcycle. It's a bit too loud for him. Even if I don't start a motorcycle, he doesn't like it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the ride. It's gonna be around 40 to 50 minutes. I'm expecting that's the normal amount, but it depends on the traffic, of course. Because I'm going to Antwerp, if anybody knows Belgium a bit. Um, Antwerp is one of the big cities here, one of the student cities. But I'm filming on a DJI Action 3, so it's a bit of a older model, but I got a good deal. Uh, I'm planning a trip to Scotland, not with one motorcycle. We're doing a road trip in, if anybody knows the car, Skoda Citigo. It's a pretty small car, but we're only with two persons. So we're driving all the way from the bottom of the uh, the United Kingdom to Scotland. It's gonna be fun. Okay, let's go. Gotta close this. So this is all pretty new for me. Filming, of course. Just got the camera uh, 3 days ago, and then the mount yesterday. So I didn't really leave a lot of time to film. I was very excited to start. Um, so yeah. Um, I hope the audio is good. I'm using my Spirit from Cardo. It's, uh, it's a bit more of a cheaper end communication setup, but I hope it's still pretty good. I open my visor a lot. It's something I do for some reason. But if you notice a lot of hand movements towards the camera. That's that. See, this is what I mean. Going to school at this hour is like really irritating because there's a lot of traffic. But yeah, the first part is pretty fun. It's a lot of these types of roads, and then I get on the highway for a bit. It's a bit less fun, but it is what it is. Getting to school on time is one of the things you have to do. Maybe when I drive back, if I have enough battery life, I can do like more of a country roads type of way to go back. Yeah, this is what it is to drive in Belgium. It's a lot different from America because I watch a lot of motorcycle vids of Americans. And the roads are so different. I'm driving my motorcycle around 2 years now. I had my my temporary driver's license for around 4 to 5 months. So in Belgium, it's really you do the parking course, like on the, what's it called, like on the parking lot. You have a lot of like different like obstacles you have to finish, and then after those obstacles you get your L on your license plate, and you can drive on your own to finish learning riding on the road a bit, like getting comfortable with the bike, and then you can go to the exam center, and then you can just do the exam and hopefully you're through. I did everything in the first try, so I'm pretty happy with that. But I already had my car license, which is the obvious thing, but it's a bit different on a motorcycle. You're a lot faster, so you're a lot faster on your speed. Yeah, so always have to watch out for the cyclists. I really am in love with America though. I've always been someone that always says like I wanna be the guy that moves to America, the land of freedom. Something I notice here. Like you don't have a lot of rules that you can break. Like all the waterways are private. Like the waterway here, you can't just swim in it. It's forbidden. The cops will come, and then you have to get out, and it's a whole ordeal. Something I noticed, you can't really have a lot of fun in Belgium. That's why I like bikes so much. It's the one thing I noticed that's like really freedom. Yeah, this is my first bike as well. I bought it new, which I shouldn't have done. I got a deal at the dealership. I got 500 euros reduction of the price because I was getting my license the same year I bought the bike, and you get a discount for it from Honda. But it's still pretty expensive. At least for me, it is. 7,000 euros isn't just nothing, but still. So I like the bike. It's really good. to me this far. There's nothing really that I can say about it that's not good. It has enough power. It won't kill me if I make a mistake. The fuel economy is pretty good. You can see I have like 17,365 kilometers on it. The fuel is from trip A, but I can show you in a bit if I go here if it will change. I have to be careful. So trip A is 11,000 kilometers, so I'm doing 3.3 liters per 100 kilometers, which is a very good number, especially if you count that I do a lot of or this is what I'm currently using. So 2.3 for just cruising at 70. I have to press it once again to change. Let's see. So 3.4, which is almost the same, but 3.4 for most of the time driving on the highway is pretty efficient in my eyes, especially if you compare it to like bigger bikes. You of course get more power, but if I had those bikes I would probably already be dead, because it's my first bike. I did a lot of like jerky movements in the beginning. One time I had like my throttle fully open, and I was in the wrong gear, and I just switched in the gear and just let the clutch go, and I just did a power wheelie with this bike, which tells you a lot, because this bike doesn't really do power wheelies that easy. Yes, as you can tell, a lot of traffic. Nobody takes the left lane. It's always the same. I really like driving a motorcycle in comparison to a car. It's so much easier. It's dangerous, but it's easier in the terms of you have a lot of space to work with. Also, I think maneuverability is also like a really good thing. Like doing that, what I just did on the roundabout, not that easy in my opinion with a car. It's also, you have a lot more vision. Like I can so easily just look over my shoulder. Yeah, bikes. I never been into bikes until the past 3 to 4 years. I was always someone that didn't like it. I always was for the electricity, the electric cars. And then you look at the range of an electric car and motorcycle, it's very bad. So, like, especially for motorcycles, the range is just terrible. I don't know what the range on some models is at the moment, but from my experience, it was around, what was it? Let's see. Around 60 miles or something like that, like 100 kilometers. We're just about to this trip, but for electric vehicles, most of the time it's worse. So I didn't want to like risk it and just be out of juice. Also, I had an electric, like in Belgium, there's a lot of ways to go to school because we have a good transportation, like public transportation. Even though most Belgians don't think of it as good, including me. But compared to like America, where public transport isn't a thing, and like there's public transport, but like who uses it? Come on. Um, Here, there's a lot of people that use it because we get a lot of discounts and um, like it's not as bad. Most of the trains are on time. Most of the buses are on time, even though it doesn't. Oh, he's going to be. Thank you. But yeah, so there's a difference in America. I don't think it's that good. But yeah, here it's pretty good. You get discounts if you're a student. Even all of those points are good, but then you look at how yeah, it's not that it's often, but when it happens that the train is not there, you're stuck. It's so irritating. So also the trip is a lot longer. If I go with train, like train and electric e-bike, like a little step, it takes me around 1 hour and 10 to 20 minutes. On my bike, it takes me around 30 to 40 minutes. Also, I like riding the bike, so it's a good trade-off. But yeah, this is a lot more expensive. I paid like 80 euros for 3 months for the train, which was worth it in the beginning when I needed to go to school every day. But now it's mainly for like I needed to go 2 to 3 times to school. So much, so little that I can take the bike. I have to deal with like rainy conditions, but not that bad. It's a different weather for driving. I mean, a lot of people stay off their bike in the rain. I think it's not that bad. Like if you know you have your proper gear on, like your gloves, your helmet, your boots. If everything's pretty watertight, like my jacket isn't watertight at all, but I just threw a rain jacket on. So I just get out on location, just throw off everything, stick it in a locker, and then I just switch shoes. That's everything I do because I have my other clothes. We need my my motorcycle clothes. Talking about the trip, like I'm going to the UK and Scotland, which I'm very excited for. It's a shame I can't do it on a bike because my friend doesn't have a bike, and it would be a bit of a irritating position to be in, like having to communicate with a car instead of a motorcycle is a bit different than 2 motorcycles in my opinion. Like if I want to talk with him, we had to talk over the radio, which is not that fun. I think it's more fun to go with one car. We can switch because it's a lot of kilometers. It's like around 3,000 that we're going to do. Because we have to count in. We have to go from Belgium to like the west side, like if Belgium's here, we have to go here in France because that's where the train departs, which we chose to do because the train is a lot cheaper than the ferries. The train is like around 150 for one way, so you lose about 150 per person, and then the ferry is like around. Like if you go from, like it's a lot longer, I know, but that was the plan in the beginning. If you go from the Netherlands all the way to what's it? It's somewhere in the north part of England. If you go there, it's like 1,000 euros, which for me and my friend is like instantly a no-go. It's way too expensive for us. We want to keep everything as cheap as possible. I know everybody wants to do that, but like for us, it's necessary to even plan the trip because we can't afford it otherwise. Yeah, so you already planned the trip. It's like a trip that's already pre-planned by people, and we just took some places that we wanted to see, and just pinned them on like the Google Explorer map. Like there's a website that you can just use Google Maps as a route maker, which is new for me. I didn't think it was possible to do it via like in Google itself. I always thought you had to use other applications. Like for driving in like on my motorcycle or on mountain bike, I just use Routio, which is free. That's why I'm using it. I don't like to pay subscriptions at all, so I think the only subscription I have is like from Netflix. I had a few subscriptions which stole money from me, like Audible. Audible is like a really big thing. I had like for some reason an account in Germany and then an account in Belgium, and I stopped the account in Belgium but then forget to stop the account in Germany, which I apparently also subscribe to, and they just billed me, which is a shame because I'm not gonna buy a German book. I know you can buy English books, but I don't wanna like have multiple books books on different platforms. Like the thing I use now is a smart audiobook reader. It's a very good application. I also paid a premium for it because it was a good application. It had some features in the premium version, and I wanted to support the guy that made it, or girl, can be either one, or just anything, I guess, in these days. So yeah, the traffic is getting a bit denser, but I've looked on Google Maps and it should only be like stopping traffic at the end of the highway. But the book I'm reading right now, like I'm listening. I don't really read a lot because I drive a lot and I just listen to it when I'm driving. Is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, the second one. So it's a wise man's fears. Yeah, I like the first book a lot. It's very intriguing to listen to, like a poverty story, because it really is that. And then the second book is more of a, like, he goes on adventures, and he goes out in the world more. He also has a lot of power, but both are good books. I would recommend them both. But I'm trying to finish the book because I have also Jurassic Park 3 installed on my phone, which I'm, to be honest, more excited for because I'm a really big Jurassic Park fan. Something about dinosaurs, I guess. I think everybody likes them, but so I want to listen to that book when I finish this one. Yes, this camera, I just bought it just because I wanted to film my motorcycle and then the trip I'm going to do. My big excuse was the trip. It's not that exciting, I guess, that I bought the trip. that I bought the camera for a trip, but I mean, I had an excuse. I wanted a camera so bad. So I always wanted one, but GoPro was always so expensive. And I've looked at the online prices, and this camera is around 200 euros new. And I got it for 150 because I bought it second hand, but he didn't even open the package, so it was still wrapped in the see-through plastic. So I had a good deal. This guy I had to go past for some reason, and now he can just wait in traffic while I go past him again. Oh yeah, he's just in everybody's ass. Yeah, sometimes you have those guys. The one thing I'm noticing with the camera mount, it leaves like a small opening in my visor, which rain can get in a bit. It's not that bad, but I can feel it in my eyes sometimes. I don't know how bad it is when it's really storming, because I have like yesterday it was like just pouring down. That's something you have to deal with in Belgium. The weather is like never good. It's like some days it's really good, and then it's really just so nice to ride, but it's a lot of like rainy days, a lot of like changing in weather. Sometimes it can be like really sunny, and then all of a sudden it starts like storming down. So now it's time to drive in dense traffic, I guess. Really dangerous, but yeah. I'm not gonna wait in traffic. Gonna have to wipe my visor. Yeah, this is what I do every time I go to school, because for some reason the road to Antwerp is just always congested. You always have like people that drive a lot to the side for some reason. It's also a shame that we don't just allow motorcycles on these strokes. Like it's taxi and bus, but come on. Like we can skip traffic as well, so why don't just let us drive there? So the rules in Belgium for driving in traffic like this, you can lane split, but it's only allowed if at like 50 kilometers. Nobody cares that much. I've seen people driving at let's say 90, like I'm doing at the moment. You can only drive like 10 kilometers faster than the cars. So if it's standing still right here, you can only drive like 10 kilometers an hour, which in my opinion is more dangerous, because you're so long beside one car that he can't really see you at some point. But I mean, rules are rules. I don't really follow them in this specific case, but I'm very glad we can do this in Belgium. I get why it's not allowed in a lot of countries, because it's dangerous. But in my opinion, I would have never bought a bike if I couldn't do this. It's also more accepted here because it's allowed. Like cars won't cut you off like in America sometimes. I know I'm comparing a lot to America, but it's just the one place I get most of my motorcycle content from. Also the UK. The UK is a lot more like Belgium. in terms of roads. Like, in the UK you have a lot of roundabouts, which is not really the case in Belgium. Those are not really that prominent in Belgium. They were, but they changed them out for intersections. So we're nearing the point that I have to get off the highway. Like, not really, it's like more of a, this highway transitions into like a sort of off-ramp into another highway, and then I have to drive that highway for like maybe 2 kilometers, and then I have to get off that highway into the real city center. But yeah. I also bought like an exhaust system for this bike. Like not a real system, just a slip-on. But I haven't put it on because I bought one for the wrong model year, which doesn't fit, which is to be expected if you buy the wrong year. But my dad is like, he works at a company that's pretty good with metal, so we can change the link pipe to fit on this bike. But I don't have time at the moment because I'm working on my end project, like for school. I do like 3D modeling in Blender, and I'm making a reconstruction of a castle, which is pretty cool, but it takes a lot of time, and I have to work pretty hard at the moment. This exam is really a shame. Also, I don't know if you ever drove on like this line you see on the road here. It's so slippery. It's crazy how slippery it is. It's also right at the place I have to like ride when I drive in traffic like this. But I like, I do a lot of like a few weeks ago, I guess, I drove like in the like mountainy part, like the Wales, the France part of Belgium, which is a lot more like motorcycle roads, like in terms of it's very curvy, a lot of mountainy roads, very beautiful scenery, and I did that just because I felt like it. For like the whole day I just took my bike and started driving, which is maybe not that smart because I'm not that planned then, but still it was very fun. I did around 300 kilometers in one go, so I'm planning to do that again, as well as camping, which is something I like to do a lot, like go camping, but I've never done it with a bike. But I want to do it with a bike because it seems very fun. In Scotland we're also going to camp because it's allowed there. Like you can just camp in the wild there, which is something you can't really do in a lot of countries in Europe. Yeah. So this is always the place that has a lot of traffic. It's always so stupid to get behind some other motorcycle that's like a little bit less fast than you in traffic like this. I've been behind like motorcyclists that are like take their bike out in summer only, and then like drive in this traffic, and they just can't get anywhere because they're really scared to fit through all these. Because I get it, because I did it in the first few weeks that I had a bike as well, like not going that fast, being very very careful with everything. But then you don't get a lot of like, you don't win a lot of time that way. But close calls, like if I have to say that I almost fell on my bike. I've never dropped a bike, so I didn't have an accident at all with any bike. But I've had a lot of close calls, which would have ended badly in, I think, if I didn't have ABS, which is like the anti-block system. It's very appreciated on the bike, because I've just took my lever sometimes and just pulled it because somebody was just cut me off. I think my wheels would have locked up if I didn't have ABS. I'm very curious for the presentation, because the car is just like very weird. We have to do like just 2 hours of like events and like tell people about our course, which is like I don't know if it's really a course at all, because it seems to just be promoting the school for free for them, I guess. So this is very irritating, because if the right lane is faster than the left, it's most of the time trucks, and trucks are not that nice to drive beside. But I mean, it's doable, I guess. I have to wipe my visor again. So this is like an off-road to like the Netherlands, or not? No, it's not to the Netherlands, but this way is like very stupid, because it never has a lot of traffic. I think most of the time it's used to just skip this, which is also very dangerous, because like on the right you have and then you have this. Yeah, I'm really happy with my bike, just because of like the size. If you compare it to like people driving in traffic like this on bigger bikes, they always have a lot of trouble with fitting through every gap that I fit through. Smaller bikes are easier to control, easier to fit, most of the time easier to maintain as well. Okay, so yeah, this is like the on-ramp to the other highway, which is the ring around Antwerp, which is super congested all the time. Like even yesterday when I went on it, like at what was it, like 11:30, like 30 minutes before 11. I don't know what's the term in English, but even then there were a lot of cars on it. But you can see it's, for some reason this is always congested, because it's like this this way gets like merged into the ring, and then there's another way like a little bit further that also gets on this one. So I don't know who designed this, but I mean, for me it doesn't really matter that much, because we can skip it, but still sometimes I have to do it by car. Also the problem is like everybody needs to go, like I'm just gonna merge here and then just wait for the opportunity to go here like this. Now it's just a game of seeing if there's a spot to just okay. So we're back on speeds. So yeah, driving there is not that, even though I have to be there in just a minute, it's not that great to drive there. Also, it's not allowed, I think, to drive between the cars there, because the rule in Belgium is you have to drive on the most left road, like the most left 2 lanes in the middle, which is not that road. I don't know if the more lines there count as like a different side, maybe, but I don't think so. But I have to be a bit more careful with my positioning here, because I have to be there in just a minute. Like, not the first one, but still, like, I have some time left. I have to see that I don't miss my exit. Can always look at like my phone if I need to. So I think this is my exit. In a bit, yes. Like you can see, it's very irritating to drive here. A lot of cars, a lot of different lanes that drive different speed, because you can see he's just faster as this one, which is a fault of the guy with the yellow plate, but still, there's like, it's just like more lanes are not good in my opinion. Like, I know in America there's a lot of like a high number of lanes in every road as well, because just normal roads have 2 lanes as well in America sometimes. But it's very dangerous in my opinion. Like, I know you have a lot of congestion if you don't do it, but still. So this is the part where I have to get off. So now we just go here, and then like look at that. Like, that's just it's just so stupid. Like, come on, you're in a truck, stop with pushing people in there. Like, even though they're a bit slow, just don't do it. It's so, if it goes in my ass, that's just so irresponsible. Like, how did you even get your license? And then like, some people on the road, just crazy. And then they don't like it if you say anything about it. Like, this is the part that I don't like about this, like this traffic light in particular. Like, people just always stand in the middle for some reason, and I'm allowed to go past them, but like, you can go past them and then have like a lot of trouble not hitting the car, and then maybe hitting them, and then you have like a lot of trouble. I really need to buy a new pin lock. My helmet just fogging up the whole time. My old pin lock had like a malfunction. Like, one of the sides had like on the top there was like a section where the silicone didn't really connect, which made it fog up sometimes. But also it was like going off for some reason. Like, it didn't even touch the screen at the end. Okay. And because of that, I removed it, because I think I thought it didn't work anymore because it was not touching, which it still did for some reason. But then I just threw it away, and now I have to deal with like fogging again. But I mean, it's only 20 euros, but I have to order a new one, and I didn't do it yet. Also, I only have to go to school like once more after this, and then I'm fully done with school, which is a big part of my life. Also why I started vlogging. It's the end of my section of my life, I guess. Yeah. Like I could do the same as him, but then I'm behind him, and then I'm holding up the cars as well, because I mean I can't really start as fast as him because he has to start first. But you can see, like, even in this weather, like in Belgium, a lot of people just ride their bikes because in Antwerp it's not really a thing to go here without traffic. It's always just traffic. The one thing I don't like about this bike is the gearing. It's a bit short. Everybody just every video I see about it, everybody just tells that it like everybody just says it. But I mean, it's not really that bad because you can go pretty high in your revs. But I just don't like that because I'm really just I started with a car that's like really small, and I never went high in like revs on that car because it's like, who does that? And then I went straight to this bike, which is at like 3000 like revs at any given time, which for me was like really eye-opening. I was like, what the fuck, why is it so high in the rev range? Which is logical for a bike, but I like I said, I was never into bikes, so I didn't really know a lot of things about it. Most of my knowledge comes from F9. Everybody knows the YouTube channel with Ryan. Yeah. So that's apparently what's it called? A cop. I don't know. Is that a? No, it's a gas bike. Yeah, this is the police station. My school is like right next to it. So we have to go right here, and then we're basically there. Like I said, it's a lot of highway because I have to be on time. I really want to be like more diverse in my motorcycling, but I don't have a lot of money at the moment, so it's not really something I can do at the moment to buy a new bike. Like off-roading seems very fun. One problem, as you can probably tell in Belgium, not really that many country roads. Like we have a lot of like buildings that are all connected. Like you can't really tell when a city ends. It's all just one connected mess in Belgium. Like if you go south, then it's not that bad. Like it's really like the French part, totally not a problem there. But in the Flemish part, everything's just buildings connected with street. Like every street has buildings. I also do a lot of like night riding. I don't know why, but I really like it. It's like really it's meditation for me for some reason. Like having to focus that hard on the road because you don't know where the turns are, because you don't really see anything. I was planning to buy like auxiliary lights for this bike, but it's a bit stupid because the bike is a bit small for that. But it's like very fun to ride in the, especially when it's been hot that day, because in the night it cool down, and then you have like a very good temperature to ride. So this is the road that I have to be. Like my school is just at the end of this road and then to the right. Also, this is a very big part of motorcycle riding that I like just skipping the speed bumps. Very fun to do. Okay, so now I can begin starting to like be a bit scared of the exam because now I'm here. I always put my motorcycle on the like parking lot here by the cars for some reason. Um, because everybody just puts them somewhere else, but there's always like this little spot here. Like people don't really park their car very far here. Just like this, and we arrived. I can't see anything. My helmet's all fucked up. Okay, this is also the first time I like record in 4K, so I'm wondering how much battery life I have left. I think it was in the B block that I had to go. But yeah, wish me luck, guys. I'll see you when I get back if I have enough battery life left. Yes. If not, this was a video. Hope you liked it. I hope to do it more. I will do it more because I really like it. It's fun to talk on the way. But okay, see you.